Garden Swarm funded. It's been really helpful to figure out how we can be more impactful as a Garden Swarm. So that's really nice. And I want to dish praise to Adria, who never comes to these things, but behind the scenes, he's going to audit all of our code. So he deserves lots of praise. And I'll pass it to Livia.
Oh no, I wasn't ready. Okay, I'm dishing praise today to Meta Verde, that is coming to so many of our meetings with like enthusiasm to learn everything about TEC. And I also want to dish praise for a couple of people that I'm seeing that don't usually come to our meetings. So I'm dishing you praise, Christopher. I've seen you here before, but welcome back. And I dish praise to Mihai CB. Welcome. We can chat later to introduce more of what we're doing here. And I will pass to Mateo.
Hey guys, happy to be here. Of course, this is the default praise for everyone, I guess, today, but Juanca, of course, because Gravity Session is going to be lit. He even shaved. He's ready for it. So yeah, of course, man, I dish praise to you, and I hope that the best for these sessions. I'll pass it to you.
Thank you, Mateo. I am very nervous, but I think that everything is going to go great in today's gravity training. I want to dish praise to Durgada, who's been working on this presentation, and actually he's working on it right now to deliver a very good session for you in an hour. So I'm very happy about it. And I will pass it to Tam.
Hey. I'd like to give praise to Ruben, who is not on this call, but is helping me out a lot with many things related to Prime DAO, and I'd like to say thank you for that. As well to Meta Verde, you're on my list today. You always show up with so much enthusiasm and ready to help, so it's really cool to have you here. Juan Carlos and Leah, thank you for being the center of our culture and representing it so well. You guys have been very special this week to me. And Griff and Jeff, thank you guys for the reason we're here, for having us here. And I will pass to Pinky Bell.
Hi, guys.
Sorry, Pinky Bell, you kind of got thrown into it. So basically, the drill is if you're aware of anything that anyone did that deserves praise this week, especially in the token engineering space, this is your moment to recognize them and say, I want to just praise to this person because they're awesome. I want to just praise that person because they did that. That's the drill. So do you have anyone to praise, Pinky Bell?
No, I'm with Max and Victor from Habitat, so we have a presentation soon.
Okay. Well, here, I can help you out. I'll save you and I'll pass it to someone for you. I'll pass it to Dan.
Oh, that's a problem of turning on your camera before somebody passes praise. I actually really want to praise the Habitat team, Deep Down team. I mean, Max, Victor, great to have you here as well. Pinky Bell. That's awesome. Very much looking forward to see you guys present. Habitat training, and man, where did that beer go? That's nice. Just as well, like so many other people that will be coming into potentially presenting at some point. I'm very excited to see Christopher here from Shiro Cup. Love your generosity, man. Awesome to have you here and awesome to listen to your ideas as well. And yeah, so many other things. I'm actually gonna pass it to you, Christopher. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks. So this is my first Common Stack appearance. so I like to praise Dan for welcoming me to Common Stack. That's basically it. And I'm looking forward to hearing all the presentation and getting to know you all. Thanks. And I'll pass it to. Sorry, I didn't keep track of who's left. Can someone help me?
Oh yeah, I can help you. I keep track. Just once it gets this deep, it starts to get pretty tough. I'll pass it to Zeptimus.
Thank you, Greg. This week, I want to this prize to Santi because over the I mean, it was not work related, but we were having a good chat and it was amazing. He was providing me very good information. I also want to praise Tam and Levi because their support when I was doing the book club, and yeah, she gave me a lot of support, and that was so nice. And yeah, I have to praise Ivy because she's doing a lot. She's doing a lot every week. She's doing really a lot. And I also want to praise Juan because what you're doing is amazing. I know I praise a lot of people, but yeah, and I'll pass it to Jess.
Hey everybody, I would like to praise YGG. I know he's not here today. He's just a superstar, and I'm so happy to be able to support him and growing into like this role that he's taking on because he has so many talents. And I want to praise. What I like to praise? Oh, just welcoming Leap DAO. Thanks guys for coming, and look forward to your presentation at the end. And I want to praise, who shall I praise? Tamara for her patience, and she's implementing new processes, which is not always easy. And I will pass it to Fabian.
Hey everyone. Well, today I would like to praise Griff for giving me the opportunity to work with the One Hike community. And so yeah, it's been a really nice work that I'm doing with them. So yeah. So I don't know who's missing. I'll pass it to Paolo.
Hi everyone. This week I would like to praise Sam and Gabby for the meetings that we're having, discussing the state of the TEC tech progress, helping me with some questions about the Hajj, and for always being there if I'm having problems or general questions. So yeah, I'll pass it to Freedoms.
Yeah. All right. I want to give praise to Ivy too because man, she's done a lot and no one's in her time zone. Like no one. And she is all out there on her own, and that girl really turns it out. So I'd also like to give praise to YGG for the CAD models because it's freaking epic, and that's really come along. And the Jupyter notebooks, just awesome. So it's really cool to see all of that. Like you can actually see it, and it's just awesome. I'd also, I was gonna try and say this, but I'll murder it. So I'm just gonna do this, unfortunately.
Quiero agradecer a todos nuestros hermanos y hermanas latinos trabajadores.
All right, there you go.
Muchas gracias.
Sí, and with that, I'm going to pass it on to Eduardo.
Hello, everyone. That is hard to top, Jake. I want to praise Jake, in fact, mainly because he's helping a lot with onboarding proposals and the energy he brings to every meeting. I think it's highly appreciated, and mainly for, at least for me, who we're in a different time zone and it's sleepy time here, and having this energy always, it's a great input. Also a praise to Tam, because she, I feel, give perspective to many things, and to many of us that sometimes are new to these processes. I think it helps a lot to having this person to reach out when we have doubts and so on. I also want to praise Cliff for the onboarding hardshare process, that he is so into it and that we are getting there. And I want to praise also Jess for always trying to keep the conversation going and the open dialogue, even for everything. So yeah, I will pass it on to Metaverde. Oh, I want to praise also Metaverde for always trying to help us with the onboarding Discord section. So passing to you, Metaverde.
Excellent, thank you. So I'm gonna guess that it's Marco P, but Marco P and Chris with a K reached out to me DM about the onboarding. So I got some communication from TEC about that, even though we didn't get further with it because I was asleep. I was like, had woken up for a minute and I was just like, and I would love to praise Tamara because I know it's really hard to be working on the processes and to take feedback so graciously. But I mean, it seems like it's just really genuine and honest, and that she's actually listening. Tamara, you're listening and wanting to make the processes better and not taking it personally and not letting your ego get in the way. So I would actually 10x praise that if that were something I could do. And Jake, you'll probably hear this from me a lot because I tend to be kind of bull in the China shop, which is why I'm taking the gravity course. And I just really, and I'm not saying you are a bull in the China shop. This is exactly what I'm talking about for me, just because you're so fresh and so honest and so raw. And I really super appreciate that. Not that other people aren't fresh, honest. It's just Jake, it's just like it just comes out, and just like your complete joy in life I could really feel. And praise Griff for his complete joy in life. I would praise everybody. I really feel welcome and part of the community. And I would like to praise Santi for taking the time to do the data analytics course for One Hive. And I'm really looking forward to actually learning how to use all of these things, like the NumPy, and I'm not even going to try to list them all, but CAD especially, so I can be helpful for the DAO communities. I'm really looking forward to learning more about that and being able to build things. So, and I have no idea who to pass to. Let me look. Tamara, have you gone?
Yeah, I've gone.
Okay. Is there a recommendation? Somebody raise a hand.
Yeah, I can save you. There's
Awesome,
Max K. Max K hasn't gone.
I would like to pass it to Max K.
Hey guys, super nice to be at this lovely praise circle. Like to give praise to Jess and Dan for taking us by the hand and helping us to kind of build up this proposal that we've been publishing. And yeah, we're really thankful for having the opportunity to show you guys something today, what we've been building on. Yeah, I'm giving praise. I don't know, praise. I'm giving it to Victor.
Yeah, hi everyone, good evening. I'm along with Pinky and Max. So second time here. Excited for presentation, as Max said, and I'd like to give praise to Max itself for keeping the lead in this project, Pinky for all his contributions, and to Dan and Jess to inviting us. And thanks. Yeah,
Thanks,
I don't
Vic.
know where to pass.
I can pass for you, Victor, and for the presentation, try to get your mic a little higher. Couldn't really hear you. I could hear you, but barely. So
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And I'll pass it to Mihai CB.
Hey guys, I'm not sure if you can hear me or see me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know exactly how this works, so I'm just gonna praise the only person that I know. That's Livia, and because she took the time to explain for a noob like myself what's in it in terms of the activities that you have. I'm very excited to see the insights and what you're working on, because I think the theoretical fundamentals are really good solutions. And I myself involved in a project that hopefully will be able to kind of transition and promote the things that you're working on. So it's very interesting to see all this energy and good vibes, even though everybody's in a complete remote corner. And yeah, I suppose the praise goes to the whole community. So yeah.
I can pass it for you. It's a landmine.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll go to Santi.
Hello, guys. I want to praise today. I want to give a special praise to all the community stewards and to Tamara for all the work we've launched this first sprint and all the hours that we were spending to try to better code and work much better and get ready and launch as soon as possible. So my praise to all of you guys. And I'll give it back to you if I don't know who's missing.
No problem. How about Craig?
Hello, everybody. Nice. Let's see. Quickly, I'll dish praise to Tam for what seemed like a good sprint retro. And Jake, Griff, whoever else worked on the tech spec forum post. Awesome. Yeah, I could keep going, but I'll just stop there and go back to you, Griff.
No problem. How about Sam?
Hello, guys. Well, I kind of have a lot of praise to give today, and I don't know where to begin with. I think that I should begin with the people who has been working with me this week more closely, Gabi and Paulo, because we are doing a very good group in regards of the Aragon Connect, and we are doing a very good stuff. I also would like to praise Fabi, who is working with who has taken a very important task on the front-ending conviction voting. And I also would like to praise, I mean, I have a lot of praise to give, because we have been, I have seen a lot of activity this week, and I want to praise Ivy, because she had her work on getting up all the documents that we have regarding Garden Swarm has been very useful in order to start a conversation with people in One Hive. I also would like to praise Will Grief, because of his work on the disputable commission voting and his previous work on the marketplace app. I already said. And also I attended last time on the communication working group, and I loved the workshop. Yes. The book club, which is still going on, and it's super amazing. I have seen Septis so much involved in that. And I think that I can it again to Griff.
Great. Now let's pass it to YGG.
Hey, everyone. Similar to Sem, I feel like I have a lot of praise to dish out. This one's kind of overdue, but I just am feeling it that I want to dish it. And this one is for Zeptimus for always being so keen and moving things forward, and having this recording overlay on his stream is so cool, and for standing up the transparency working group along with Ivy. I really think that's amazing. So thank you, Zepti. And I want to praise Griff and Jake together because they're always there on the Paramms team, and they've really been helping out a lot. The documentation is always like mind-blowing. It helps a lot with the modeling that we've been working on in the labs, and they've always got so much energy. They're always setting up the right meetings at the right times to move things forward. And I feel like I praise Jess every week, but I want to praise Jess because she's just so helpful across the board. And we've had a lot of good touch points this week, which are moving some things forward in unexpected ways. So thanks, Jess. Oh, yeah. And the comms meeting was super fun this week. That exercise is a great one. And praise to Tamara for the exercise, for sharing that exercise with Jess. So, and back to Griff.
YGG, you often end up closing it out as long as snuck in. Yeah, we're good. So I will share screen. Thank you guys for coming this week. As every week, I kind of repeat the same things, but it's important because we always have awesome people joining. So I'm going to facilitate this call. Wonka's going to be my moderator. If any of you get out of line, he's going to get you. If you have any issues that are like disrupting the beautiful relational fabric that we have in this community, please find the agenda notes and click this big link right here. We have a really awesome form that helps us, bring everyone closer together. So if you have any problems, big or small, please report them so that we can be better as a community. Also, if you just got praised for the first time, you're like, what is this? Please help us out and join the TE Praise channel on Telegram. That way we can find you and dish you praise. That praise actually turns into impact hours, which will turn into TEC tokens. So you will have governance power, and those tokens will have value. So please join the TE Praise channel and Telegram channel and make it really easy for us to dish that praise to you, especially Ivy, who painstakingly listens to our of praises and tries to write it all. So also we have the Airtable here where we write down what languages you guys like, where you are in the world, and anything else that will help us make awesome community events. So please feel free to give us some more information so we can connect people who are cool. And also, if you want to be involved, this calendar has all of our events. It's really worth checking out. So add this calendar to your Google Calendar and you'll never miss anything that we so the purpose of this call is to show off the proposal and work that has been going on through and we're not here to really have debates about things. We do that generally in the individual working group calls so that we can be fast. This is more of a show and tell. And but if you do have any ideas for us to improve or things to note, feel free to add it straight into this agenda. Make a comment in the doc, and we will read it and we will get it into. I think it's really worth showing off this amazing thing that. Well, actually, maybe I'll save it for Tamara. But we have. If you ever want to help us get our work done and get to the hatch. Just check out the ZenHub board and filter for contributors, and you'll probably find some cool issues that here's our general roadmap. It's pretty vague, but we're just about to start sprint 7 next week. So if you want to see what we're working on, freezing the hatch smart contracts, the story canvas and communications, getting the hatch terms through legal, this is a pretty accurate thing that we put together a few weeks ago, and it's amazing that we're actually on pace. That's great. So with that, I'll to legal working group. Santi.
Thank you, Griff. We've been on the past weeks, we've been focused on the terms for the hatch phase. We've almost done, and hopefully we'll be finishing this tomorrow when we have our weekly meeting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You're all invited to come. Sometimes I feel like we might be
Thanks. You know, they say terms and conditions sound really boring. They're actually really interesting. We just so you guys know, don't be afraid of the terms and conditions. It will give you a huge overview of what we're actually doing and explain the mechanism hatch. So I have to second. I love the legal calls every week. So in fact, I'm gonna. I might be a little late to this one. I'll be running from an airplane just to come to that legal work. But I'll pass it to Gravity, who also has a Juan.
Okay, thanks, Griff. And I would love to praise the work of Sam working group, because I read the TEC hack terms, and I found them amazing, and I think that we are in really good hands. Today we start the gravity. Yes, I have some feedback. Sorry. Today we will start the first Graviton training, and we will give out pods for this session. So everyone, please click the training answers type form, and that will redirect you to a type form that has 3 questions that you should answer today, and you have 3 hours to claim your POAP after finishing the session. So what you have to do is that after you answer the 3 questions, it will show you a small word that you have to send by DM to the POAP. You can click down. Just don't show the last one, because in the last one is the password. So the idea is that after you fill this type form, you will be able to claim your POAP. It's really easy. The POAP right now is in the TEC Gravity channel, so you just have to DM him that word, and that's it. I'm very excited for today's Gravity session. Durgadas is preparing a very good speech, and I hope that all of you like what we have prepared. With that, I pass to Onboarding.
Thank you so much. On the onboarding working group, we are basically at this point in a very key moment, I think, where we actually make an effort to get as much hatchers and as much proposals as we can, and trying to walk them through the process to onboard them. So really nice experience, because we are actually meeting amazing people, and I think and I encourage everyone who wants to be part of the onboarding working group to join, not only because it's a nice way to get into what the TEC is about, but also it helps to meet amazing people who are getting every time part of the TEC probably as a proposal or as a hatcher. So it's a nice some calls and listen to everyone. So yeah, it's my update is very short because we are in this process yet. So I will pass it on to Jess.
I think actually Tamara is next with the Community Stewards Working Group.
I'm
take
happy
the-
to go, but I think it's you, Livia.
Yeah, ask you next. Yeah, I'll share my screen here. So I just updated this post. Welcome to. Can you see my screen? Okay.
Yep, looks great.
Yeah, I just updated this post of welcome to proposals because we are reorganizing the proposal flow, and there is a lot to it, but to still refine, to make new templates for each one of the categories. But now I think it's already in a point that everyone can understand, I hope. And if not, please reach out. So when you join the proposal sections, you see that we have divided into 4 sections. The first one is advice process. So you should use this section to request feedback to increase the confidence of your proposal before submitting for voting. It's not required, it's not mandatory, but it's suggested that everyone uses the advice process so we can incorporate feedback, and then when the proposals go out for voting, they are pretty much ready. And then the forum voting is for cultural proposals, so you can propose to implement or change cultural agreements using the poll tool. So different than the other proposals, this one will be started and finalized in the forum. So it's not going to go on chain at any moment. So it's more used to all the cultural agreements and for signaling purposes. So if you want to propose something that you can give like 5 options to see what people will choose from those many options, it's great to use the forum for signaling. And then conviction voting is the proposals that many people are using now that will go to the Commons as part of the onboarding effort. We're having onboarding proposals that will request funds for the Commons. So any proposal requesting funds will go to conviction voting. And then after, this link will be used to be posted in the comments. And then the dandelion voting, that is a section to modify the DAO parameters and smart contracts. So same as conviction voting, it will go to the comments later, but it will first be posted in the forum. So all the details you need are there, and just the link will go to the comments. It might sound like a lot of information now, but the flow happens once we start using it, and you can find more details about any of the sections if you click on them. There's many explanations, but if you also don't want to read them and you just want a quick answer for something you're looking for, you can talk to me. And then the next thing I'll briefly talk about is the code of conduct. That it's not really a code of conduct, is more understanding what are the rules and the boundaries of our community, of our system. So we have many topics here that we are understanding what actions can be taken, what actions are required, what actions are forbidden. And from this process, we'll have a very sturdy structure for what is the TEC. And we'll also understand how to change the structure whenever we need. So we're having many hack sessions to finalize this document, and it's in a good place now. There are some refinements to do, and that's mostly what we've been working on in SoftCop this week. And I will pass to Tam.
Hi. So the Community Stewards Working Group, it's a newly formed working group, and it's as the community stewards are growing, it's a group to coordinate all of the efforts of all of the different stewards and working groups so that we can move together, forward together in lockstep. I think our big news from this week is that the proposal for Working Group 0, Omega. It is a proposal from Sebnem, and I linked here to the proposal if anyone wants to read it in its entirety. It's super interesting, actually, and what they would like to do is do some research and studies into the token engineering ethos and who are token engineers to help inform the token engineering commons. Our manifesto is a work in progress, but it's linked here for anyone who wants to see it. The sprint, I guess I'm going to share my screen too. This one. So in our roadmap to hatch, that was done when the Common Stack and Token Engineering Commons shared one workspace and we're doing the same sprints. So it's actually not sprint 7, but it's sprint 1 for the TEC. We just finished sprint 1 today. So it's super exciting, and I do need to change those titles. I'll get on that. We just finished our sprint today. This is what, if you, Zen Hub is open to everyone, so come into our board, and if you want to know what we're working on, hop in and see what's going on in the sprint, and you can sort by working groups to see what all of the individual working groups are working on. Tomorrow we'll be doing the sprint planning for sprint 2. And I just want to show everyone as well what we did for our retrospective today. The purpose is for us to think about what went really well with the stewards sprint. I mean, with the TEC sprint, and could do better, and then to take 1 or 2 things, and then to just every 2 weeks make sure we get better and better and better. And I found this really nice surprise on the board when I went back to look at it today. So whoever did that, excellent work.
You're welcome.
Totally made me smile.
You're very welcome.
Super cute. I would like also to say that our meetings are every Wednesday at 7 p.m. on the Discord channel, and that's where you'll find us if you want to doing. It's open, we're transparent, everything's recorded. So say hi. I'm going to pass to Jessica and communications.
Thanks, Tam. Tamara. So yeah, in communications working group, we are mostly, I'm having an error here. I'm trying to pull up something. We are very much focused on our narrative this week. So while that Medium post isn't working, I'll show this. We did this exercise that Tamara had shared called The Aliens Have Landed, where the aliens land and you only can tell them what you do with pictures or visuals or symbols. And it was such a cool meeting. Let's see, I guess I'll share a few of the notes just because it was so awesome. We had a lot of circles going on, visual that presented this as kind of like working together and giving a gift, and I thought that was really beautiful. We had some really trippy stuff like sacred geometry, people talking about Libby had some comments about like how geometry can be beautiful and there's like a harmony. And so we kind of looked at these visuals and then identified some keywords and language that we feel represents why we're here and what we're doing. So now I'm kind of synthesizing this information, and there's a few different processes going on around redefining the narrative. I also had a great session with Durgadas. I immense praise Durgadas. He shared a process that he has with me, and we identified some kind of key things to work on. All this while I'm writing a few pieces, and also we are finalizing the website right now. The design is finalized, but now we have to shift so we're kind of making it more clear and precise, and it's coming together really nicely. And thanks to Jake and Marco for that. It is definitely a team effort to tell all these stories. And then we have kind of events, a lot of events going on. So the Gravity, oops, that wasn't the right one. the gravity training, so supporting the promotion of that, and also supporting the promotion of TEC labs. There's some really cool research initiatives spinning up, so I know there's a few people visiting from other communities here on this call. If you're interested in the modeling side and CAD, there's some really cool research that is kind of being brought together inside of TEC labs that's becoming like co-labs. Looking at expanding on some different models, which are, of course, open source TEC public goods that can be used and built on for all to create better holistic design and systems. So yeah, supporting the promotion of TEC labs and gravity. And then, of course, we do our bi-weekly news blog, which for some reason is not pulling up for me right now. But if you haven't had a chance, would super appreciate if you go and follow some channels or let me know if you have any feedback. Also, we've had this public goods Twitter collective, as we call it, going on for a while that we're still using to kind of coordinate across our ecosystem. So any of you all that have some interesting things to share ecosystem wide, and also we are accepting guest blogs. So wanted to mention that we had our first guest blog from Sean talking about indigenomics, and so a really cool piece. So would love some more guest blogs. And then the last thing is supporting onboarding with communications, and also bringing people to come at their meeting and share what they're working on that are submitting proposals. So with that, pretty cool stuff. So next steps are to synthesize and start putting out more external communications and shift the focus a bit. So we meet every Tuesday. You're so welcome to join. And I will pass to the TEC Paramms and Gardens working groups.
Hi. Okay, everyone. Well, things are going great for us. We're just about there. As noted before, we got the full spec out on the forum, and I would encourage anyone and everyone to go check that out. It's awesome. There was a lot of contribution into that from YGG, Sem, Zep, me, Griff. There's a lot of time put into making sure all of that was the way we want it to go. Again, too, YGG's come really far with his modeling systems that we're going to implement here shortly, along with this other great thing that Griff's going to tell you all about called Token Log. Wes manned up, and he did it all by himself too. He thought he needed some help, and he didn't. And he got it done for us, and it's ready to go, and it's really exciting because I'm going to start having my individual calls here pretty shortly to get the rest of the community engaged on how this is going to work and how you get to actually take part in it, and how you're going to go to a repo and you're going to fork and you're going to get to choose your own parameters and see how those work with YGG's awesome models. And you're going to be able to see how you can take part in that first hatch and what it'll look like. It's really, really cool. I'm going to be meeting again once a week just for a working group session. I mean, well, my working group, but it's not a work session. It's just to talk to you about how these things work, go over posts that'll be made for the forum over all of it, and make sure everybody understands how it's going to work. And maybe we'll even do some together. And we'll continue on there with a weekend work session if you have the opportunity to come in and commit to more forums, to the forum, commit to more posts about how all this goes, and then engage the conversation, because it's going to be really cool, because this is all for our test hatch. For those of you that are racking up impact hours, we deployed impact hour tokens. They're in your, if you have your XDI ready, it's in there. You have impact hour tokens, so you can vote on token log, balanced over with CStack. And with that, I'm gonna pass it back to Griff to tell you all about Wesley's token log.
Yeah. Wesley, I can't believe I forgot to just praise the. I'll have to do it the old-fashioned way in the praise channel, because Wesley killed a crazy task. Basically, token log has, and we'll make a forum post about this and approve this proposal. But we want to propose this idea that CStack token holders and impact hour holders will have equal voting power, or at least some ratio of power. to decide the hatch parameter. So just a little background. Before we have a DAO, we still have to make decisions as a community. Doesn't that suck? We don't have a clear way. And Wesley came in and presented this amazing project that we actually use in Common Stack to where CStack token holders can prioritize GitHub issues. So the plan is YGG is making basically an automated specification with a config file where you can go and you can say, I want these parameters for my hatch, right? You can take, we'll make an initial specification, and then you can fork it, change a couple numbers, and then all of these graphs will change, and it'll describe what will happen if we choose to hatch with, or what could happen, the options of what, if we go with the parameters that you choose. The goal is to make it so simple that even someone who's never used GitHub could probably figure out. Well, that might be over. That's a stretch goal. If you've used GitHub for anything, not even deving, just like project management, you'll for sure be able to. But the way that we vote on it, because we don't have a DAO yet, will be token log. And Wesley had to change token log so it can actually have two tokens that are weighted against each other so that we can have a fair decision process of how do we parameterize the hatch. And it's really cool. It's still a work in progress. It's not even on the he's beta testing. He's testing a bug where it actually does this weird thing and you can't see exactly what's going on. But you can come up here, and this might be a set of parameters that you like. You can click it, and you can see the details of that issue and all the parameters. You'll be able to just vote quadratically, so that 5 votes cost 25 points, basically, and everyone will have a set number of points based off of how many CStack tokens they have and how many impact hours they have. And then you'll vote, and you'll sign a message. It doesn't cost any money to vote. It's just signing a message with your MetaMask address, and then it works. So yeah, that's token log, and look how beautiful it is. Made something so beautiful. And with that, I will pass it to Sam to talk about Garden.
I think that what we are missing to talk about today is about the that we have been checking out with the One Hive Celeste Swarm, and they are almost done with what they are doing. It is implementing Aragon Court on XDAI, and this changes a little bit what we were planning to do. I think that we already talked about it last week. But this week we have a forum post that explains it a little bit better, and we promise to cross-reference the links from One Hive to here and explain it a little bit more. We have a decision to take as a community once we have been reading what this kind of thing implies. Basically, it's about managing the decisions on which kind of proposals can go in what Celeste is basically is a system that allows you to say in a subjective manner what kind of proposals you allow the DAO to have. So the basic idea is to have a community covenant in which you say, we want to allow this kind of proposal or this kind of proposal, something that we were planning to do as Gravity. But with the new technology available, we think that it could be very interesting to use One Hive latest designs, because in that way we go with them in we use the same technology, so we don't have to replicate the work on, or from a technical perspective, it's better to use the same technology, and so we don't create extra dependencies. And it's also a very good opportunity for the community to use Celeste. And I hope that we can have this discussion in the forum. We are also planning on having an AMA, and ask me anything with the Celeste group.
I'm just recognizing that we're running short of time. If you can wrap it up in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, of course. And of course we have to vote that and discuss about it. But once if we accept to go with in that road, then we will ask SoftGov and Gravity to work on that covenant, in the community covenant. And of course, we will always have the control of that community covenant. And yeah, I think that it's all. That's the go to that post and please comment. I don't know who is next.
It's Optimus for transparency.
Thank you, Griff. Yeah, I'm going to be super fast because I know we are on top of the hour. Like, first thing I want to say, yeah, I know there is a lot of meetings coming every day. So if anytime we are uploading all the videos on YouTube on our channel on Token Engineering Commons, and we are adding also timestamps. So if you are in a hurry and you want to just check something, just feel free. That's awesome. And then this week we initialized the advice process on the audit proposal, and we had a very nice feedback from Libby, and we are working on actual building this checklist, and we are going to make a work session right after the transparency call, Monday 2 p.m. So if anyone wants to join, yeah, it will be awesome. And I pass it back to you, Griff.
Zep, did you say Monday at 2 p.m.?
Yes, I will add it to the calendar, me or Ivy.
Was it, sorry, 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock?
2 o'clock, sorry.
2 o'clock, okay, great. Well then, with that, I can pass it to Habitat. I'm very excited to hear your guys.
Yeah, thanks. Let me share my screen. I'm trying to make it fast. Oh shit, I can do it. Wow. I can do so many different stuff here. So, okay. Yeah, well, let me guys show you something that we've been working on for a couple months now, Habitat. So Habitat basically is about bionics. I don't know if you heard of it. It's biologically inspired engineering. What does that mean is we want to take these kind of millions of years of wisdom, of evolutionary wisdom from nature, and want to like translate it into like technology, like, you know, planes and flying, all stuff. So, and if we take, for instance, this little metaphor of forests and trees, and we see this DAO landscape we have at the moment on Ethereum with big DeFi protocols as DAOs and community-owned projects like OneHive or like Leap DAO, which is like a 10-member DAO, for instance. We see a lot of challenges as well on the one hand that everyone is kind of facing at the moment. It's especially at the governance side. There's high gas fees if you use Aragon, for instance, low participation rate, maybe also due to legitimacy of outcome, which is a kind of question, maybe because of plutocracy, which also comes aligned with missing features, you know, quadratic voting, you know, Griff started with token lock, which is a super nice feature. But also like missing, for instance, incentives to kind of higher up the participation rate, and also difficult processes of the governance spectrum in itself, of different steps that people have to take until this proposals maybe going through. And nature is actually doing an interesting stuff here. It's like interconnection and support through a network of the fungus and roots. You probably heard of it. It's this mycorrhiza, and exchanging nutrients and exchanging information and wisdom and all this kind of stuff. And Habitat is basically wants to mimic this through an infrastructure and a layer 2 solution. And this would look kind of like this. So we have domains, what we call them. They're super independent, like everything as it is at the moment. Nothing changes. It's like it's just based on a rollup, white labeled and with an own on-ramp. So nothing goes through Habitat, you could say. The biggest advantage here is that all transactions, no matter what, are kind of bundled together like in a rollup wise and then finalized on the mainnet. What you have the advantage of smaller organizations and DAOs, like a 10 team of Leap DAO. They could use a rollup, and they could use this kind of throughput of this rollup through bigger organizations, like a big DeFi project, and can benefit from it. Benefit from this. A lot of transactions means less cost per transaction. So that could be really interesting. We thought also for the hatches that are upcoming and for all these things in general. And that's one part we want to kind of cover up with Habitat, this layer solution, and coming up together with transactions. And the other one that nature is also doing is like the signaling effect of when a fire comes out or a parasite enters the forest. It communicates with each other. Mutations are happening or protection towards a certain threat. And we want to use this signaling also through upgradability, which means the people who are using these domains, like Common Stack members or Leap DAO members or anything else, they have a say in what is this infrastructure up to. The optimistic rollup in itself, like how is the node structure, how decentralized is it, the parameters of it, meaning and also identifying the hot topics and feature sets that people want and want to see being developed on the platform itself, like building up like a feature library, you could say. For instance, when you have on Common Stack with conviction voting and you have maybe a new feature like token lock or a delegation, Leap DAO could easily take this one and copy it and use it on their own, but with different parameters, as you said it already. Experiment and trying out maybe new best cases, while a DeFi protocol maybe wants to have or uses a different kind of system or multiple choice system. And interestingly, we thought about something the token. And I think when we read through Wesley and the GitHub repository, super nice job, and I think it's so much we can learn actually from him. We thought about like a priority tree of conviction voting style, where you start with a big topic and go like lower into smaller topics of this one big topic, so we can identify the highest priority and hot topics. But I think the token log one is also a really nice approach in this direction already. The vision that we're having is to have this kind of white label all-in-on one organization platform where
Max, I have to give you a 1-minute warning. I'm so
okay,
sorry.
no worries. Where you can like put in modules together, and use it as you want, like a token log or whatever. But you still have this kind of benefit of the economy of scale. And this is really at the back of this roadmap. Before that, we are really self-funded. This optimistic rollup we set up at Leap DAO, it's proof of concept. It's all ready to go. We are at the moment working on this priority tree and this rollup domains. But we really want to go to this token launch where it's solely community funded and driven through these like hot topics and these feature sets. And so we have this kind of proposal, and we really like missing kind of some funding in this direction to reach this version 1, you could say. And after that, we was thinking about some like bootstrapping liquidity approach that we thought about from the Common Stack idea. And yeah, a lot of input, I know, a lot of short time, but I tried to cramp it down. And yeah, thanks guys for giving me the stage.
Max, and thank you, the whole Habitat team, and whoever made your graphics. Those are and incredible, and the concept is really awesome. Very excited to see the proposal. Is the proposal up on the forum right now?
It's live and up. Yeah, you can ask questions, reactions are super interesting, and it's just the first idea. And I mean, we're working on it actively, and we're super interested in feedback.
Easiest way to get praise in Impact Hours, comment on forum. We're very liberal with the praise there, so get in there and tell Habitat what you think about their project and how they can improve it if they have a chance. Thank you guys, and remember, gravity training is starting now. I see some people are already trickling into the gravity room.